And finally this evening, a recent study shows that the average woman in the United States now spends more time caring for her elderly parents than she does for her own children. According to another study, the husbands and wives of Alzheimer's patients, after an average of 5 years of care, began to suffer major psychiatric disorders. As the number of aging Americans continues to grow, there is an obvious need to relieve the burden on those who are giving the care. In Oklahoma City, one solution is adult daycare.
58-year-old Marge Herrod likes to paint, but her work is very primitive.
Yes, I do like to paint.
Marge has Alzheimer's disease, and she suffered from it for at least 10 years.
We do the hoochie coochie like this, don't we, Marge?
We do. We do. I like it.
I know. We have a good time doing it, don't we?
Bill Weaver is the director of the Daily Living Center, an adult daycare center where Marge is dropped off every day.
Marge is picked up by our van in the morning and taken home in the afternoon, and one of the children is at the home when she gets there, and she stays there with the kids. The kids, which are quite young, have taken it upon themselves to take care of Marge and keep her in the home.
Marge's husband, who cared for her, died in April. Marge's 3 children became adults very quickly. They each work and provide full support for their mother. Adult daycare costs them about $30 a day.
She should be around her family, at least as long as, you know, that we're able to take care of her.
If it wasn't for the Daily Living Center, we probably, you know, we wouldn't be able to make it because we all got to work. We got bills to pay like everybody else. We'd have to hire a nurse or something. That would cost more money.
I don't see it as heroic or anything. I just see it as doing what she would do for me if it were reversed.
The Daily Living Center is not only the cheapest alternative for Alzheimer's patients, but it may also be the most lively. Bill Weaver says he believes in having fun, and it's evident that the patients here are enjoying themselves. Pianist Virginia Campbell, who volunteers once a week, says Alzheimer's patients who seem to forget everything else can still remember the words to the music. At the Daily Living Center, the day is filled with activities. Forget the dreary atmosphere associated with many nursing homes. At the Daily Living Center, exercise can be fun.
Reach all the way up, Joe. Come on.
Bill Weaver says there are about 2,500 adult daycare centers in the United States. But for the most part, they're a well-kept secret.
We are available, and we need to let people know. And it's not just in Oklahoma. It's throughout the United States that adult daycare is now available and is becoming more accessible to virtually anyone.
Not all Alzheimer's patients are suited for adult daycare. Some are more advanced in the disease, but there are other options. I spoke with John Jager of the New York Alzheimer's Association.
Assuming that a diagnosis has been made, it is important for the Alzheimer's caregiver not to cut themselves off from the rest of the world. They need to reach out and find help. It's important for them to remain involved as much as possible with the community and to receive the help that's available.
But for the children of Marge Herrod, adult daycare was the answer and their salvation.
I get her up. I usually clean her up every morning.
Adult daycare centers cost about a third, sometimes less, of what it costs to house patients in many nursing homes. Well, that is our news this evening. Be sure to join me along with Garrett Utley tomorrow morning for Sunday Today. The guest on Meet the Press will be Admiral William Kraut, Jr., the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Maria Shriver in New York. I'll see you again next Saturday. For all of us at NBC, good night and have a wonderful 4th of July weekend.
That would really be the only exception. And it's affordable. That's great news. The Daily Living Center, a United Way agency, has opened a new Alzheimer's unit, one designed, as Dan and Linda said, for Alzheimer's patients specifically. That takes some doing. It makes the patients feel secure and gives their family members a much-needed break.
Hey, Marge, that's good. Bring it up. There you go. Boy, she's marching.
Meet Marge, diagnosed with Alzheimer's 10 years ago. She's slowly losing her sense of self. She raised a family of her own. Today, though, she's unable to walk alone, to feed, or even to groom herself. She's one of a handful of patients who spend their days here at the Daily Living Center. It gives family members who take care of them the freedom to work and to rest. Marge and others like her are a full-time job.
Okay, everybody, let's just sit back and breathe in real deep and breathe out real slow.
The whole idea of this Alzheimer's unit is to make it as non-threatening as possible. Alzheimer's patients are known to be afraid of even their own shadows. If you look around this room, you would notice that there are no framed pictures on the wall. There are no waste baskets. There are no end tables or coffee tables. There's no clutter. It gives patients less to have to think about. In fact, the lighting in this room doesn't even cast a shadow.
These are pictures, and I know there's a book in here. It's my mom. This is a wedding book.
Do you remember your mother before she had the Alzheimer's?
No, not at all.
This is Marge's 19-year-old daughter. She barely remembers her mother, but is fiercely loyal to caring for her. She and her brother and sister take care of their mom full-time.
I think the hardest part is knowing that there's something wrong with her and that she can't help being the way that she is and getting mad. Not mad at her, but mad at the fact that she can't do things and being dealt the hand that we were dealt.
Pretty tough to deal with. It is quite affordable, the Alzheimer's unit at the Daily Living Center.